Hi, computer graphics. I am going to explain your next project, which will actually also be your final project. So it's pretty exciting that you guys have come all this way, and now we are on to our last project. It's a little different than what it would have been. Obviously, if we were in school, so we had to adapt and make changes. So I'm a little upset that we weren't able to end the year in our programs that we've been learning, and but I think this assignment that I'm going to explain today will be something that you can really use as a way to cope with what's going on in the world right now, and maybe what you've been doing and how you've been spending your time. So this project is going to be a project about your life quarantining. So there's three options. Okay, and I did mention this was going to be your final project, which means it's going to count twice for your grade. Okay, so two project grades. Three options that you can select from. Okay, so there's a visual art journal. This is good for those of you who don't have access to a computer, or maybe can't get apps or Photoshop or GIMP. Okay, or for those of you who would just rather draw. Okay, so the visual art journal, think of it as a sketchbook page that is completely full with images and words, colorful, detailed. Okay, and for that page, you are going to describe how it's been for you under quarantine. Okay, so you can kind of jot down things that have been going through your head. You can draw what you've been eating, views from your window. Maybe you've been taking care of your family. You can express that in this piece. Okay, it could really look a lot of different ways. There is an example on the handout, so check that out if you're struggling and about understanding this, but want to select this option. Okay, so that's the visual art journal. You do not need an app or computer. You can use a piece of paper, or you can use any leftover empty space in your workbook if you have that with you. Okay, so the second option is a digital photo collage. For that, I want you to think back to your self-portrait collages that we did back in the beginning of the year. Okay, so remember you guys had to express yourself using, I think I had you guys use at least 5 different images combined. And then you played with Photoshop filters and layer blending modes to kind of make some layers transparent. So that's, if you can envision that project you guys made, that's something that this could look like, your digital photo collage. So you're using multiple images, whether they're portraits, textures, they can be pictures you've taken outside, or things that you just take pictures of around your house, of things that maybe you're doing to keep yourself busy during quarantine. It could be your other assignments that you're taking pictures of to eventually collage into one another. Okay, and again, this should still express your life quarantine. So this could be more of like a piece that expresses how you're feeling, your mood. So when you're making this piece, you're going to want to think about color scheme. Okay, this would be an option where you would want to create this online somehow or on the computer with an app. You could use Photoshop if you haven't signed up for that free trial yet, or you can download GIMP, which is that free alternative version to Photoshop. Okay, if you really want to select this option and you don't have availability or you can't get those apps or Photoshop, you can use paper cutouts, magazines, kind of rip out some sheets of paper, collage them together. Okay, this way you're still making a physical hard copy of a collage versus having it done on screen. Okay, so again, look at the examples for this. This should reflect your mood, like, for life under quarantine. It should reflect some of the things you're doing or feeling. Okay, so you might want to play around with color scheme for that as well, so you get that that mood expressed. All right, so the third option is going to be a photo essay. Okay, this one isn't necessarily going to be collaged, like layers of photos. This one's going to be more like, if you think of Instagram and how you can make a collage of photos in Instagram where the pictures are really just sitting almost in a grid. That is what a photo essay is. It's a series of photos. Okay, and the photo should tell a story. Okay, so they should in a way be cohesive or relate to one another. Okay, so again, the photo essay will be about your story of life quarantined. Okay, here are some examples that I listed on the handout. So you can photograph your new routine. Okay, so maybe you wake up, so you could take a picture of your alarm clock at whatever time the new time is that you wake up. Second, you brush your teeth. You know, you could go in and take a picture of the setting of your bathroom. Okay, so think of it like that. You could photograph your routine. You can photograph, maybe you go on a walk every day at whatever time, or just once a day. You can photograph things that you see along that walk. You can also just create a photo essay of pictures that you've taken throughout this series of, it's probably months now, the series of months now that we've been home. So maybe you've taken photos, whether it be like of your pets or of your family, of things you've been doing, things you've been creating. Okay, you can collage those maybe in order, so maybe from beginning to now of, from when we started virtual learning from home. I'm going to actually share eventually with you guys a photo essay that I've done, just so you could get a little bit of a better example of it, but there are examples in this video. So for the photo essay, you're going to use at least 10 photos in a grid. Okay, so side by side. You know what? I'm actually going to change that because 10 is an even number. Let's make it an odd number so that you can create the grid a little bit easier. So we'll make at least 9 photos, but you can use more than that if you need, more photos to tell your story. Okay, and then again, you would use an app. For example, you could probably create this in Instagram if you take the photos and then merge them in that layout part of the app. Or you can use Photoshop if you have it. You can use one of the suggested apps or softwares that I included in the handout. Okay, so you guys are going to have until June 12th for this. So that gives you 3 weeks. This is a little bit longer since it's your final, and I really want you to put in effort, a lot of effort for this. I want it to look like a finished project that we would have done in class, which normally our projects take about 3 weeks when we're doing them in class. Okay, and really use this as a way to help you process what's going on. I don't want you to think of it as like a stressful project. This should actually help you de-stress. Okay, make it fun, be creative with it. See what you could come up with. When you are ready to submit, there's a third page. So the second page of the handout for this project is just going over the softwares and apps I gave you as an example, and I blew up the examples a little bit larger so you could see them in detail. The third page is going to be information on how you can submit your assignment. Okay, so basically you're just going to, depending on whatever app or software you use, or if you draw your visual art journal, you're going to take a picture. So the picture should be in a JPEG format. Okay, if for some reason you can't figure that out, just email me and I'll help you with it. And you're going to upload it to Google Drive just like you've submitted all your other projects. Okay, but then you're going to include a written summary about your piece. So whether, doesn't matter what piece you chose, you're going to submit a summary. Okay, and basically you're going to title your piece. So you could either title it, just like right underneath, or like as the title of your summary, or you can start off your summary by saying, the title of my piece is so-and-so, and then you can continue your summary. Okay, also included in that summary, you're going to state how you created your piece. So I want to know your process. So if you do the photo story, did you take a walk down this road, that road? What'd you pass? What made you want to take a picture of that object or that scene? Okay, or if you're doing the collage, why did you select the certain textures or colors that you included in your piece? Okay, and then how your final piece describes your life during this pandemic. So you're going to also write in that summary, how is this expressing your life quarantined? All right, so once you select the option and complete the piece, you're going to write the summary in the comment area on Google Classroom. Okay, you don't have to put it in a separate Google Doc unless that's easier for you, but you could just do everything on Google Classroom. All right, and just to remind you, it's going to be 2 project grades. This is counting as your final project, although I may have you guys fill out some sort of reflection or survey at the very end, so the last week. But this is really going to be our final project. Okay, normally I would have you guys, organize your websites and your thumb drives, but, we aren't in school. I changed it up a little bit just because of our situation. So really take this project, as a way to help you cope with what's going on and almost as if you're recording, history. So have fun with it, be creative. Zoom hours will be Thursdays at 1:30 until school ends, okay? So please, make sure you log on there if you're having any questions. This way I can help you out with your assignments face-to-face. It's probably going to be easier for us to understand each other if we're talking face-to-face. All right, guys, so let me know if you have any questions about this assignment, and I will post examples on Google Classroom. Okay, this will be under week 11, I believe. Okay, so it'll be the most recent classwork topic under that classwork tab. All right, guys, have a great week.